What's good, Taurus? TT is here with a channel message for any of you that may be seeking reassurance during this time. If you're in this energy of having a lot of options or being presented with a lot of options and choices to make during this time, and you're trying to make the responsible decision and you're trying to make a calculated decision, then this message may resonate with you. So if y'all are new, welcome to our Love Nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. And if you're returning, welcome back, you guys. Let's go ahead and get right into your channel message. The challenges that I'm seeing for you, Taurus, has a lot to do with questions around your perspectives, your traditions, questions around unconventional lifestyles versus traditional lifestyles. I feel like this is in regards to, for many of you, a relationship, connections, people that may be wanting to date you, get to know you, or this may be an existing person in your life. If any of those resonate with you, I feel like there are guides here that are trying to break down and give you some clarifications around this decision, clear up any confusions, fantasies, or delusions that other people may be trying to create in your reality. So this way, before you make this decision and before you make your choice, you have all of the options presented to you, and there's nothing that anyone can say or do to detour you from your personal yes or your personal decision. All right, so let's see what the channel message is for you that are currently going through this situation. Something may feel like wishful thinking. Somebody may have committed to you or promised you something and they haven't, their actions may not be reflecting what they claim, or they may have like this moment where some days they're good at something and then other days they're not as consistent, and that can create some confusion, right? That can create some emotional upheaval. That's what I'm picking up here. Non-conformity or non-consistency. There's something about something not being a consistent thing in your life, and that's the worry here. You know, so let's see, Spirit, what's your channel message to Taurus during this time? Spirit, what's your channel message to Taurus? Patience. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So the answer for you is, as long as you're in this season of going at your own pace that you feel comfortable, no one can trick you. The trick here is, if you're in control of how fast something goes or how slow it goes, you are the master of the illusion. All right. Why do I say that? Because I'm picking up this energy of, you may tend to go with the flow that someone else sets for you. Yes, you may tend to go with the flow that someone else sets for you. So let's say, for example, you meet someone or you're dating someone. They get to determine how fast you guys excel to the next level. They get to determine how slow you guys move. They get to determine the standards or the way the story plays out. But when you're the person in control of how the story progresses or remains the same, you're always in a position of authority in your life. You're always in the position of creating that the desires it to go in your favor. That's why the bottom of the deck is community. And I feel like in this season there's a lot of like dating energy, right? Some of y'all may be in this energy of just getting back out there. You're just starting to date and you're not sure, or you're hesitant if you're really ready for that or not. While you're out here exploring other options, while you're out here dating, Spirit is saying, with so many different unconventional lifestyles playing out around you, you may feel like you have to go into a situation and figuring out what they desire, figuring out what their love languages are. The moment that you step onto the platform trying to externalize what someone else wants for their validation, you're excluding yourself out of the equation. So what Spirit is asking you to do is, when you step into the dating ring, already know of a surety what it is that you want. Always have in your mind that this is the precedence that I have set. This way, any person that isn't able to learn my love languages and to give me what I receive, and they're not willing to reciprocate that back and forth, you're already in a position where you get to determine if you want to proceed forward or if you want to pump the brakes, okay? Because I feel like there's this energy of being taught or conditioned from a very young age of how to get a woman or how to get a man or how to get someone to commit to you long term. However, it may have worked back then during those times when the paradigm was Piscean, right? When the paradigm was codependent. But we're shifting into that Aquarian age, right? Where a lot of unconventional relationships are all over the place. And you may feel like nobody knows what they want anymore. It's really scary. It brings up a lot of worry, unsurety, and you are really hesitant around what you should choose, who you should choose, or if you should just give up on love entirely. And I don't feel like spirit is telling you to give up on love. I feel like spirit is saying be the change in the game. Create the lane. Don't follow the what's popular or what's trending. Create that new trend. Whatever it is that you believe to be real and true for you, that is the fantasy and the reality worth creating and cultivating. Okay, so let's see. And the right person will commit to you if you're patient enough. The right person will be patient with you. They're not going to rush you and be like, oh my God, like, what are we? When they show up every single day and they're doing real life events with you, that speaks volumes, right? When they're showing up for the responsible things, for the things that matter in your everyday life, that speaks volumes. And I feel like that's where you're going to find your reassurance, is because they're committed to helping you. They're committed to devoting time into the everyday tasks, the everyday lifestyle, the everyday responsibilities. And I feel this energy of you're going to attract the people that kind of support the same ideologies as you. That's what spirit is showing me. That are dealing with the same challenges. I'm also seeing like a online Facebook support group. So this may be a confirmation for you if you've been trying to decide if you want to start like an online support group or some type of chat group where people that have the same concerns as you or worries as you, like this is a place where you guys can all talk about it and kind of share your perspectives in a very therapeutic way. It feels like a brotherhood, a sisterhood. That's what it's giving me. It's needed during this time. And this is a confirmation for whoever is out there that's like having that creative idea to do something like that. Okay. Let's see. The kids are laughing in the background, which is a good confirmation. Having a good time and laughter is needed right now. The Two of Cups. What did I tell you? This is your soul tribe. This is the right person. Having the patience to cultivate the right type of connection that really suits you. The endearment in this card is really what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? This is like covering each other, holding each other, growing with each other. This is companionship. This is compatibility. This is where you're going to find your compatible partner. Yeah, Spirit's trying to help you avoid trauma bonding. A lot of times in the past, someone has a tendency in the past. This is a tendency, or this may be a pattern that you're currently breaking right now with this karma energy here. This may be a pattern that you're currently overcoming, because we have 2, 2, and then 5. So this is telling me choices. Every choice you make, every decision that you make, every person that you choose, there's a common theme here. 5 of Pentacles. The reason why they invest in each other is I don't want to be alone, or I don't want to be lonely. So you may be attracting right now a lot of energy that want to trauma bond with you. Like they want to commit with you due to a from a space of I don't want to be alone or lonely, cuz which means that you have to be vibing right now where you're kind of missing, or you're feeling lonely, or you're missing something. Maybe missing companionship, because all of these cards is pretty much just saying the choice to kind of do something on your own may be a little scary right now. Many of you are leaving behind this old community here, like old community friend groups. Yeah, karmic contracts, the events that played out in the past, the breakups, the severing of ties. All of this was, these were karmic relationships, but you guys were in each other's life due to some type of lack energy. So, so I was in therapy today, and the therapist gave a very interesting perspective that I've been pondering on. And she was speaking about green flags versus red flags. And when you make time to identify more green flags, you attract more good people in your life. When you're on the spectrum of identifying all the red flags in your life, you attract a lot of negative people in your life, because they too are looking for red flags for whatever reason, right? They too are in that energy of, waiting to avoid the red flags, thus attracting all of the wrong things that you do, all the things you don't want. But when you focus on the present moment, and you believe that you already have within you everything that you need to go out there and date, or go out there and explore and be curious. There's this energy of being curious. You shift your perspective from a space of what you don't want and what you're lacking into a perspective of what you do want, right? And then all of a sudden the universe starts attracting the things that you do want. So I feel like in this space, Spirit is asking you to, because you see how here with patience and yield, this is a sign, right? This is a flag. This is a warning. It's encouraging you to focus more in the present moment on the green flags. Identify those green flags. What do those green flags look like? What do they feel like? Do you even know what that feels like? Because I feel like in the prior relationships, you've already learned a lot of those lessons. So there's no need to repeat them, right? Or bring them into your present moment. And this is going to be like the key that sets you free from constantly attracting more red flags into your life. You're going to create this reality on your own. I feel like you're going to create opportunities to write a new song, to create a new day, to perceive a new reality, to create your next, this is your illusion. This is your world, your universe, and you're in the process of cultivating it and creating it as we speak. So I feel like you'll know where your limitations are, because the universe will kind of tell you, like, you're going to get it, just not yet. So the universe is speaking to you. I feel like you just have to attune or fine tune your clairaudience to be able to know the difference or discern the difference between a warning or a caution sign in comparison to a no. So I feel like, because you may have been told no so many times in your childhood or in your lifetime, that when you hear be aware or warning, it's like, oh, that's a no. But really, I feel like what the caution is pretty much just asking you to be patient. Not really necessarily saying that you can't be with that person or you can't have what it is that you want, but be patient enough to allow, other things to work out for you. So that way it is perfect for you. It's the right timing for you. So let's say, for example, I'm seeing that in my mind's eye, a visual of like you're ready, you're dressed, and you're ready to go out there in the street, right? You're ready to conquer your day. But for whatever reason, you feel like all types of things are happening on your way out the door. I don't know, the sink is messing up, the dog is getting into shit, you can't find your shoe, and things like that. So now you're 30 minutes behind on your route to work, or you're 30 minutes behind on your route to be somewhere. What you didn't know was you may have looked at it like, oh, maybe this may be a sign where God's telling me I shouldn't go to this event, or God may be telling me I shouldn't do this, or God is telling me I'm not meant to go to this job no more. There's something about the extreme of being receiving warnings or receiving caution signals and signs. It may be a yellow light, but it ain't a red light. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Spirit is saying the reason why you were delayed sometimes is because there's an accident on the street and Spirit didn't want you sitting in traffic. So now you got to be in your house and just be in the AC rather than sitting in the traffic in a long ass line. Or you avoided something that could have been way more like a disaster, but you're still going to take the same route and you're still going to go in the direction in which you were going. It's just a process of the timing being just right, where you have less restrictions, less, resistance, and it just feels like everything works out so smooth. Some of y'all may be moving and you're going to know that this is the right move for you, because it's like you don't even know how it all worked out, or you don't even know how all of a sudden shit just, it may be online. It said that there was no rentals for, I don't know, a week. But when you get up there, you just say, you know what, let me just go. I feel like I need to go. And all of a sudden, there's a car available right there and right then and there. And it's like, there's nothing to worry about. That's what Spirit is saying, because you have to believe that you're already going to be victorious. And when you're in that space, you no longer view the Three of Cups like gossip and negative red flags. You view it as, oh, that's a party, that's a celebration, let me let my hair down, let me turn up. I don't have to hyper attune to the things that people may be saying in that environment. I can hyper attune to the people that are speaking positivity in that environment, and I no longer have to look at things in a space of what I don't want, because I know exactly what I do want. So even though the opposition will exist, that doesn't have to be a figment of your imagination. That doesn't have to be a part of your agreement, is what Spirit is pretty much saying. You have nothing to worry about. Yes, the attachments are always going to be there. The voices are always going to be there, but they don't belong to you unless you agree with that perspective. Then it becomes a part of your reality. Then it becomes your fight. Then it becomes your karma. Then it becomes your attachment. So this is the cycle that's changing in you right now. I don't know if you guys can feel it spiritually. I don't know if you can feel like your old version of you kind of resisting this new purge and this new version of you. But I feel like this is a major lesson that you have been learning. When working with toxicity, right? When working with, when breaking certain patterns and addictions and obsessions, these are the things that you've had to kind of make choices about. And I feel like many of you have put on this armor, like, I want to make the right choice and I want to do the right thing and I want to make sure that I'm not against my ancestors and my spirit guides. And you're working overtime for yourself and for them. So their guides are pretty much coming in saying, like, let me help you, help me, right? You want to help me? You want to think for me too? You don't got to do all that. I got you. I need you to show up. I need you to know that, yes, there's going to be people in the comment section saying something in opposition to what I'm telling you, but I need you to be able to see it and not allow it to agree with you, not allow it to take seed or plant its roots inside of you and then grow like wildfire. Next thing you know, all of that shit is tearing down your whole lifestyle, your whole household. You know what I'm saying? This is the spiritual enlightenment. This is the wisdom that spirit has been trying to help you see with this 10 of wands at the bottom of the deck. Like, they want you to look back on your situations and say, man, I was working hard. Like, I was doing too much. You know, like, let it go. So spirit kind of wants me to talk to you guys a little bit about some type of, I want to say this is, what is this? I feel like it's multiple streams of income, right? Working on multiple streams of income. For all of my entrepreneurs out there, for some of you guys, it's going to feel like you are, it's going to feel, I'm not going to hold you, I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to feel like you are finally stop, no longer complaining. I feel like it's going to feel like you are doing the work. It's going to feel like, yeah, no more complaining. You're not complaining about these things anymore. You're letting people go. There's going to be a period where, think of it like a house cleaning or spring cleaning. Some of y'all a little late on your spring cleaning. That's okay. It's never too late to let go of the guilt. It's never too late to declutter. That's what I feel like's happening here. Like, you're decluttering your space. You're decluttering your computer software so you can input some good ass agreements in that subconscious mind of yours. All right. And I feel like as you let go of this by Christmas, when I tell you, your money finna be looking good. You got a windfall of abundance coming towards you. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, your health, and charitable work. So you are in alignment with a lot of things. This is also telling me that purpose here. You've already come a long way. And now you're working on something new. You have something kind of like already doing its thing. It's growing. It's at a slower pace. You had to be patient for it. And I feel like to organize yourself for this next level, you're going to need the physical stamina. Okay? You're going to need the physical stamina. And I feel like all this blue is so significant. Release jealousy. Uh-oh. You need tunnel vision right now. Tunnel vision. You can't be looking over here, looking over there like, well, what are they doing? Why is it working out so much faster for them? What am I doing wrong? No, you need tunnel vision, okay? And it says jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something. And the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let others people's success inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. Listen, when someone else has something, that's only a confirmation that it exists. And it's a confirmation that with all the perspective shifts and work that you put on yourself, it's already yours too. So I feel like in this season, you're watching something grow, but it's taking a longer time and it's going at a slower pace. And you may feel like I'm putting in a lot of work, but I feel like the only thing that's missing is this 5 of Pentacles. What's lacking? Your focus needs to shift from what's lacking into what's abundant. And this isn't going to resonate with every single person. But with partnership in reverse, I feel like you're detoxing from certain friendships and relationships. It says allow helpful, supportive partners into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. So this is in reverse, okay? Which is telling me where you may feel like at times like someone doesn't want to support you. Someone's not helping you fill out the application. Someone's not helping you edit. Someone's not helping you, I don't know, establish your LLCs or do the footwork for you. The reason why this person is unable to help you during this time is because I feel like Spirit wants you to experience the rapture of you. Spirit wants you to be able to feel that feeling that you get when you experience something off the strength of yourself. Yes, you can get there quickly and people can help you, give you a leg up, and people can help you get there quicker. But from my own personal experience, and I feel like this is why Spirit is having me deliver this message to you, if I could go back and have the next person help me the way I thought back then that they should have, if I could go back to that moment, I wouldn't have really wanted it. In that space and in that moment, because my reality, it looked like I didn't have the money. It looked like I didn't have a lot of things going for myself. My reality, my physical reality reflected to me that I was lacking something. Stability, security, resources, help, right? And I was sure while I was in that state of mind that I was never going to trust another person, that I was so hurt, that I was abandoned, and I was never going to be able to forgive. And God challenged me in that season of my life to find a way within my current situation and circumstances to look at life with a different lens. And every single day that I woke up, I had to recommit myself to changing that optical illusion. I had to recommit myself every single day, not once a day, not twice a day, all day long. I had to look around and say, I was in a 5-star resort. I had to go, when I went to the hospital to go and, I was having like issues with uploading, and I was having issues with like my uploads would take weeks for it to upload. And I was like, I put in a lot of time and effort. And from my perspective, I'm like, why do I feel spiritually restricted? Who's doing this? And in that season, I needed to know what I was doing wrong. So yes, I had to look around and I had to ask myself, what am I doing wrong? And a lot of times Spirit guided me to other people and other channels and other inspirations, and I wasn't able to resonate with certain readers or certain people because I wasn't emotionally there. So it felt like, well, they could say that because they have millions of followers. There's certain perspectives that come to the forefront, but I feel like Spirit guided me to different platforms, and different platforms I was seeing a different a different community or a different speed, right? Because every platform has its own type of speed, right? When you go to TikTok, think about it. The speed is different. When you go to YouTube, the speed is different. When you go to Instagram, the speed is different. Facebook, the speed is different. Each platform held its own type of energy. And I had to leave YouTube and go to different platforms so I can experience other energies. And I gained so much respect for readers on TikTok and YouTube because there is no immediate gratification. There is no, oh, I did this, so I have an expectation of that. So my ideology of expectations began to shift because I was inspired by their ability to show up. And I'm like, that's draining. Like, you're doing this for 4 or 5 hours. That's draining, But were they getting something in return? Absolutely. They were getting that spiritual muscle, right? Working with that spiritual muscle all day long was making accuracy. So the process of them going through the training of other platforms was preparing them for wherever else Spirit was taking them. But in that season where I was in the audience, Spirit needed me to see the difference between attitude, right? It's not how you pick up the jacket or how you hang up the jacket. It's the enthusiasm that you place in anything that you do. So it's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of your perspective. It's a reflection of the goodness that you attract back into your life. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. I needed to sit in that hospital and be able to envision. Okay, because without vision, the people perish, right? I needed to be able to sit there be so sick and tired of my circumstances, be so sick and tired of the room around me, that I started to imagine. Okay. And in that space, I played games with my kids. We would imagine that we were at a resort. We were at a 5-star resort, and we would imagine that the elevator was a teleporting machine, and we would run through those halls, and we created the vision for ourselves. And then eventually the day came where we were in a 5-star resort and we were having the experience that we were pretending to have. So I feel like a lot of this is about you getting into a space, for whoever resonates for this, about the beauty of being able to envision what your life would be like with your spouse. It's something so important when you are, the person hasn't come into your life yet, but you're manifesting it from your, like, I'm already manifesting dating this person. I'm already manifesting, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're not even here yet, but I'm dating them as if they're here. This is the energy that I'm picking up on, whether it's love or career, but we're talking about career right now. So I feel like in this space, it may start off like grinding your teeth or grinding your gears to get things going, but it builds some type of character that's so resilient, and it's also so graceful and humble at the same time, that you can only acquire from doing it by yourself. Yeah, you really can only acquire it from doing it by yourself. In that quiet space is where you determine and you start to see how you're doing things the hard way. And one by one, you put the burdens down and you realize that, maybe the only burden that you need to take off is time. The constructs of time, like how long something should take, how long something should, how long I've been doing this, how long I've been at it. The more you focus on the time, the more time you add. You know what I'm saying? It's like a sentence, but you're sentencing yourself. We have pay yourself first in reverse. Yeah, there's this paradigm of like, I just want to love, I just want to give, and I you feel selfish. Someone here feels selfish to put themselves first. I was in the car with my daughter the other day, and she asked me, Mom, if you had an infinite amount of money in your bank account, what would you do? And I told her, well, I would change the world. And I went along the whole list of how I would do this, right? And she said, Mommy, what would you do for yourself first? And then I started to think about the smaller things and what those things were. And I feel like the reason why she asked me that question was like the universe using my daughter to ask me a very simple question. But through that conversation is a confirmation for the universe that you're prepared for something. So the universe is going to take you through a series of events that prepares you for what you're asking for. But when that test comes, it may not be in the form in which you perceive it to be in. It may just be a simple conversation or a simple thought process or a simple realization or an epiphany. But it's a necessary conversation that the universe will have with you. And it's the only thing that the universe wants to see is that you get it. There's something about you getting the message when they're speaking to you. Because the faster that you get the message and the less resistance that you feel in regards to what they're trying to tell you, the quicker they can give it to you. You know what I'm saying? The quicker they can give it to you. All right. So let's see. This says pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and your future. So this is showing up in reverse. And normally I don't do these oracles in reverse, but Spirit said keep it. So I'm not going to question. I used to be very stubborn and be like, well, why? why kept me stuck. So I'm saying I had to trust, I had to believe, I had to remove those restrictions around something that I feel already on the inside and trust that I wouldn't guide myself astray. So why doubt myself? You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's the season here where Spirit is saying, treat yourself. Take care of yourself. All of it is abundant. All of it is inclusive. It's also a part of, you know, being willing to, because I feel like with pay yourself first in reverse and partnership in reverse and reverse, it's like I'll treat myself good when I get where I'm going. And that's too late. I'll treat myself right when I have the right person. That's too late. They want you to start doing it now. So when you have the right person or you have the opportunity to do it, you're not trying to catch up on yourself on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And then that be the program that you're running. That be the system that you're moving about with. That's counterproductive to everything that you say you want. Let's see. Feeling defeated. Channel message. What channel message do you have for Taurus, Spirit? Sexual intercourse in reverse. We have disharmony in reverse. Marry me in reverse. Non-committal energy. Ooh, relax. This is also sexual frustration here. We have disharmony, triggers, marry me in reverse, starting a family. There's like a hard no here. A hard no. What is this no about? Someone may feel like you're saying, like you're just giving up entirely, or you're just completely turned off, or only focusing on something here. Whew. So what I'm seeing here, 8 of Pentacles. Part of you guys don't trust yourselves because you feel like someone is working on you. You feel like someone is tricking you. You feel like someone is trying to manifest off of you with this Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay? Like they're trying to take something from you. You're trying to align to something in a divine opportunity or a divine abundance, and there's this wall that is separating you from your alignment, and it's coming up in the form of a person, an energy. Page of Wands, a song. Oh, there's another sad song. Just rock, oh baby, and it's all because of you. Some of y'all are trying really hard to prevent something. What is this wish? This would be maybe a child. Like I know I keep hearing babies around, and I know I ain't gonna catch no baby because I ain't even having sex. Okay. Journey in reverse. Yeah, this is pretty much saying something is keeping your path stagnant and stuck, because it feels like a part of your journey includes a decision, and you're just tired of worrying about something. Like, no, this is throwing in the towel. Yeah, throwing in the towel to something. The Moon, because you feel like you can't trust something else. You don't trust yourselves. Hold on. What's this 9 of Wands, Spirit? Privileged lady. Someone else has the easier than you. Or it's easier for someone else than you. Something feels super hard. You know, like super hard to make a decision. And this may be someone in connection to you. It doesn't have to be you. But there's something about a decision and a choice and a journey being delayed or stagnant. And with privileged lady, this is pretty much saying like defensive, rigid energy. Okay, this could be someone that's having a child or someone wants to have a child, okay, to start a new journey with you. And worried. Somebody may be worried that their child may be going to jail, or there's something about a lot of worry and concern around a child making certain decisions and not being able to stop them. There seems to be bigger things at play here, but something is divine intervention. Is meant to bring something together versus pull it apart. Oh man. There's some interference here. What's the interference? Spirit, what's the interference here? This could be a marriage that's interfering with something. This may be like a physical marriage, or this may be like a physical document that's restricting it. There's an energy that's restricting something because of like spiritual jail. This is also telling me like spiritual commitment. I feel like here someone is trying to avoid their spiritual journey or their spiritual process here. Whether this is you, Taurus, or someone connected to you, they're in spiritual jail or spiritual purgatory. And just like you were guided, for those of you that resonate with the stories that I was sharing with you, just like you were guided down certain paths to work on yourself, the people that are connected to you are also being guided down those paths to work on themselves as well. However, I do feel as if they are trying to like, oh, that's the hard way to do that. We could do it a lot easier if we do it my way. But I feel like the way in which you're going about it, Taurus, is you're removing yourself as being the obstacle for them to spiritually connect directly to that source consciousness. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times they may be wanting to attach onto you, but really you can't save nobody. But they're not going to believe that. And I feel like the only way that you have to, the only thing that you could do is pray for them. Okay. But I do feel like this is pretty much other people's opportunity in turn to go and seek God out themselves. You get what I'm saying? These are people being encouraged to seek the face of God, seek the source consciousness that created them, and not view you as the sole proprietor over their destiny or their life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, put yourself first, trust yourself, you know. And this could be family and friends. Yeah, like they feel like they are spiritually blocked and that they have to come to you directly, Taurus, to unblock themselves. But it's not to you. They're supposed to go to that higher power and ask God, like, what do I need to do to work on myself so I could be aligned? Versus looking at your journey, Taurus, or whoever's journey, and trying to just hijack. This is giving me hijacked energy from these karmic, relationships, trying to deceive a situation. I feel like that's where this, it's not energy that belongs to you, but you do have to detox from these energies. You have to sever certain communication and ties, because in that state of mind where they view you as an opposition or they view you as a roadblock, sometimes it can be a thin line between love and hate, and it can cause certain jealousies to come up. And that is a whole nother beast to deal with. So let's get your closing message, Taurus. In a nutshell, mind your business, Taurus. Don't be trying to save no more. I'm so serious. Let's see. What is your closing message? It says perseverance, Ram. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. So that's that perseverance and patience that was coming out at the very beginning, okay? So I do feel like you are being protected. Just make sure you're picking up the right signs when it comes to these endings, okay? Sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. Until tonight. Bye, Taurus.